Inferno, Canto 20. In the fourth division are punished those who while living pretended to foretell future events. Their faces are twisted behind, so that they are constrained to walk backwards. Amphiaraus, Tiresias, Aruns, Manto, Michael Scott, etc.
New sufferings must my verse proceed to tell, forming the 20th canto of this book, which treats of those who are immersed in hell. Now all intent mine eyes were cast below, as of the yawning gulf a view I took, o'erflowed with sorrows of severest woe. Shades I beheld approach with tearful eyes, silent and sad throughout the circle dread, their step like theirs who chaunt the litanies. When nearer I surveyed these souls accursed, from underneath the chin appeared the head, of each in a manner wonderful reversed, so that the face was twisted to the back, in want of faculty to see before, compelled them blindly to pursue their track. Paralysis perhaps may much derange, and dislocate the human body sore, but ne'er was wrought, I deem, such wondrous change. Think, reader, if God bids thy heart relent, and reap instruction from this tale of woe, how I the tear of pity could prevent, when near to me the human form I viewed, so turned and twisted, that the drops which flowed down from the eyes, the hinder parts bedewed. I wept indeed, as I reclining pressed a fragment of the rock, until my guide exclaimed, "What art thou foolish like the rest? Here pity lives when dead, and what can be more wicked, or a sign of greater pride, than pitying those condemned by heaven's decree? Look up, look up, see him before thee now, for whom the land of Thebes was seen to gape, when all exclaimed, O whither rushest thou? Why, Amphiaraus, quittest thou thy flight?" But he abstained not from the desperate leap, and headlong plunged to realms of endless night. Behold a breast where once his shoulders lay, since to foreknowledge erst he laid a claim. Now looks he back, and backward makes his way. Behold Tiresias, altered in his mien, while from a male a female he became, changing his manly limbs to feminine, and with his rod the twisted serpents twain, compelled to punish with a second blow, ere he could take his former plumes again. Aruns is this, to like reverse consigned, who in the hills of Luni, where below, deep in the valley delves Carrara's hind, had for his dwelling's place a marbled cave, whence to his sight a prospect was revealed of heaven's bright stars and ocean's azure wave. And she, who with her long dishevelled hair covers her bosom, from our view concealed, for all her locks fall down in ringlets there, was Manto, who through many a country strayed, and settled afterwards where I was born. Now let attention to my words be paid. After her father left his mortal clay, and Thebes was doomed in slavish bonds to mourn, long time o'er earth she sped her weary way. In beauteous Italy a lake there lies, its name Benacus, over the Tyrol. Above it high the lofty Alps arise, more than 1,000 gushing springs, I ween, which twixt Camonica and Garda roll. This lake receives within its bosom's sheen. Here is a spot where Brescia's bishop might meet with Verona's, and with Trento's too, and give their blessings in each other's sight, where slopes the bank with easier descent against the Bergamese and Brescian foe, a warlike front Pressura doth present. There fall the waters with their swelling tide, that from Benacus' bosom running o'er, in limpid streams through verdant meadows glide. When from the lake it first begins to flow, 'tis Mincio called, Benacus now no more. Into Gaverno, where it joins the Po, nor wandereth far, before it finds a plain, o'er which its waves in stagnant pools are spread, where in the summer noxious vapours reign. Passing this way the virgin rude saw land, full in the middle of the marshy bed, without inhabitants, a barren strand. Here, to avoid all converse with mankind, she with her followers resolved to dwell. Here lived, and here her body left behind. To this lone isle, from all the country round, did men collect as to a citadel. So strong it was, enclosed by marshy ground, on her dead bones a famous city rose, and Mantua was the name that it received, from her whose judgment first the station chose. More numerous were its citizens of old, ere Casaladae foolishly believed the artful tale that Pinamont had told. And now I warn thee, if thou ever hear my country's source to another causes traced, allow not falsehood to abuse thine ear. Master, thy speech convinceth me, I said, so firmly on thy words my faith is placed. All else would seem to me as emperors dead, but those who walk before, I pray thee tell, if any thou deem worthy of remark, for upon them my thoughts entirely dwell. My master then, he with so long a beard, which from his cheeks spreads o'er his shoulders dark, when Greece was of her males so nearly cleared, that few were left the cradles to supply. For augury was famed, in Aulis he with Calchas sage upreared the signal high. Eurypylus his name, as is rehearsed, in part of my exalted tragedy, thou know'st it well, who in the whole art versed. The other round his loins so thin and slight was Michael Scott, renowned for magic art, and deemed in ancient times a wondrous wight. Lo Guido, and as Dante, who laments that ere he was prevailed upon to part with thread and leather, but too late repents. See those who erst the loom and spindle left, to practice witchcraft, a vile female race, in use of herbs and incantations deft. But let us on, for either hemisphere Cain and the thorns with palely light embrace, and dip beneath fair Seville's waters clear. Last night the moon her fullest orb displayed, and wandering in that darksome valley rude, well mayst thou call to mind her timely aid. He spake, and we our onward road pursued.